Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of My Dog Ate My Podcast. I'm your host, Emily, and every week I chat with a different dog owner about their dog. This week I'm chatting with Sarah, who's the proud parent of Hippo, the 6.5-ish-year-old American bully. Enjoy! I'm already obsessed. Did Hippo have surgery recently, or tell me a little bit about the cone?
It's less of a cone and more like a pillow. And we've been joking that we think it helps her hold her heavy head up. But, you know, she's only been with us for 6 weeks. So we're still working through some medical things, some maybe from being a stray and some from just being neglected. And so we're trying to have her not bite the backside of her body. So this is helping in doing that.
It works, and the soft cones are comfier than like a hard cone, so.
Oh, we have the other one too, just in case this didn't work. And she's so miserable in it. We just tried it on her, but I'm glad we found something big enough. But we'll just Hippo, I'll let you take it off for 1 second so everyone can see how beautiful you are.
Oh, she's so pretty. Okay, let's jump into that. So you've had her for 6 weeks. Tell me a little bit about the journey that led you to her.
Oh, it was wild. I know I mentioned to you briefly that I had a dog for 9 years. Her name was Layla. When she passed, she was my first dog, and like nothing prepares you for that. And everyone's always like, when are you going to get another one? Are you going to get another one? Said never. I'm not. But when Layla was passing, I kind of told her to send me a message, send me a feeling. Not that she would be like reincarnated, but just like send me a
You would
message.
know. Yeah.
I would know. I would know. But so I'm sitting at my computer. I really only have Facebook for Marketplace, but I was scrolling as one does, and a sponsored ad. I do follow a lot of shelters, but a sponsored ad for a pit bull activist group called Bad Rap popped up on my screen. And there was a dog, and the dog's name was Harley, which is the name of my father's late dog. My dad is very much alive. And there was something about it that just, I had this reaction to. I started crying when I saw it. And I was like, there's something telling me we need to go meet this dog. My partner was sitting here, I'm crying, and they're like, well, yeah, we should go. So we end up driving all the way out to Contra Costa Animal Services in Martinez. We live in San Francisco.
Oh my gosh.
It was Friday. Everyone's leaving the city, but we just knew we had to go. So we show up, high hopes. We hear they're just completely full to the brim. A bunch of the poor dogs have kennel cough. Anyway, we go to the meet and greet area, and they bring us Harley, and Harley wants literally nothing to do with us at all whatsoever. This dog could not care less if we had the highest value treats. She's just walking around. She wants to hang out with the person who brought her to see us. And, she did need a lot of help. And the very kind woman said, I'll give you some time to talk about this. And she left, and I said, to my partner, I said, I feel terrible because I know these dogs all need us, but I'm looking for a feeling and it's not there. And I said, when I met Layla, she like came to me, she sat on me, she looked me in the eyes, and she said, like, can you believe they tried to put me down? It melted my heart. I started crying. And the woman said, did you see the other dog that Bad Rap posted? Let me just go get her for you, just to meet her or whatever. Out comes Hippo, named Copper at the time, but she was only there a month, so she didn't know her name. Hippo attacks us with love. She's trying to sit on our laps both at the same time, and whoever's lap she's not on, she's kissing their face, and she's got the biggest mouth. Like half of her head is mouth. And we could just feel the love. And it was like immediate. We were like, I guess. So that's the journey. And then we drove home with a dog. We didn't have a dog bed. We had nothing. That is the story to her.
Oh my gosh. So does the shelter know anything about like where she came from before then, or was she like a stray?
No, she was a stray. They think she's about 6 or 7 years old. So we went with 6.5. They found her as a stray. Oddly enough, she seems to be housebroken, and she also knows some commands. She's definitely not malnourished. However, so I think she's being used as a breeding dog. There's a huge breeding issue. And we got her DNA test back on Monday of this week and actually saw that she has relatives all over California,
Oh,
all over the United States, some actually in the UK. So I, I, I would not be surprised if this was like a breeding operation. And we don't know if they were just done with her and dumped her or she escaped, but she wasn't fit. She wasn't chipped and she wasn't fixed. So she was picked up on January 6th and we adopted her February 6th, exactly a month later.
oh, that's perfect. And
Yeah.
how did you get to the name Hippo? I mean, I've heard of pitties being called like velvet hippos, so I love it.
We think that they look like hippos. They're little couch hippos. And we figured if we were going to be calling her Hippo as a nickname anyway, since she's 6.5 and doesn't know her name, we might as well just go with Hippo. So we renamed her before we even walked out of the shelter. And the folks were laughing. They were like, "What? You're calling her Hippo?" I was like, "Lovingly. We're calling her
Yes.
Hippo lovingly."
Did it take any time for her to react to Hippo or to like understand that that was her new name?
So I don't know if she's ever had a name. So,
Hmm.
but she learned really quickly. And I don't know if it's just the like afflection in our voice. But we don't have recall yet. So she's not off leash at the park yet, but we're practicing.
And she seems very food motivated at least, which I imagine
She is
helps
so
with.
food motivated. And she was just passed out here before I had to get all set up. And then now she was trying to be out and about. I'm like, Hippo, you're part of this thing. You've got to come sit here. So
Yeah.
I'm bribing her.
It seems like it's working. She is so like laser focused on the food. And she goes well with your decor too. Like I feel like she matches the couch really well. Like everything kind of fits with
Yeah.
the aesthetic. What are some of the things that Hippo likes to do besides sleep and
Lots of sleep, lots of sleep. She prefers to walk as a family unit. If it's just one of us walking her, she's kind of slow and not super interested. But I did read that they're kind of family pack animals, so they prefer to be out on family walks. She loves attention. So if people walk past her and don't say hi to her, she will get upset. She loves toys more than any other dog I've ever met in my entire life. And by loves toys, I mean she rips them apart in 15 minutes
oh
tops.
gosh.
It's unbelievable. But we're so grateful that she understands the difference between her toys and our toys
Mhm.
or shoes because she won't touch any of our stuff. She's waiting for her toy. And yeah, she loves to play tug, which she has this like kind of scary growl that comes out when she's playing tug. She's like, "Arr." But if you stop and you say like Hippo wins, she pushes it against you, like, "Come on, take it. We're not done." So she's not. It's not violent. It just sounds scary, right, Hippo? She's very strong though, so I do usually lose tug.
And she weighs how much does she weigh?
76.5 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
Her neck is 22 inches around, so I can't touch my fingers around her neck. She's very big in the front part of her body, like her head, her neck, and her chest are just. She looks like a bodybuilder.
That's kind of how my French bulldogs are. They're very like top heavy and
Yeah.
very thick in the neck, so I definitely get it. What are some of the things that surprised you the most about her after you adopted her?
She was pretty quiet the first 36 hours, probably just wondering where she was and what on earth was happening. And then her personality kind of showed up a little bit. And this is something that is new to me because Layla was not a barker. She barks not only at the people and the dogs walking by our apartment, but we don't know that she's ever seen a TV before. And she is ready to eat the TV sometimes.
Oh no.
Sometimes she'll watch it and sometimes she is just barking at it, going nuts, like, what is happening on that screen? Why can't I like smell? I hope the TV isn't high enough and far enough that she can't actually get to it. We do hope she settles down, but
Yeah.
I was quite surprised, and her bark can be quite jarring.
Does she react to certain things on the TV? Like, is it dogs on the TV or is it anything?
It used to. What were we watching, Hippo? Oh, you know what? It was the Super Bowl. It was the running around and the sports, and she was going wild, and it's some animal. She enjoys whales. She doesn't bark at those because they're slow, but she does not like fast moving animals. I was doing some exposure therapy by putting one of those Netflix animal shows on just to see if she could get used to it. But now we're not sure. She's very, very smart. And she knows that if she barks and then we say quiet, and then she's quiet for a while, that she gets a reward. So
Oh,
sometimes she'll bark at the TV and then look at us, and we're like, no, we're not playing that game with you right now.
she's too smart for her own good. Does she have any? I know you mentioned taking her to the park and not yet being like completely off leash or anything. Does she have any like dog friends that she's had a chance to make or any animal friends or even other people?
Yeah, we so a few of our friends came by within the first week to come and meet her and bring her toys. Which actually, I am going to reach for this because it's so sweet. One of my friends brought her. This is the only toy that she hasn't completely destroyed, and we think that she's kind of because she could definitely rip this apart in a second, but we think she's kind of keeping it as a binky or a keepsake because it was her first one of her
Oh,
first special toys in her new home. So she does have human friends. We have a Rhodesian Ridgeback that lives in our building, and their friends. And it's very sweet because they're the same color, and they live a
yeah.
couple of doors down. And the Rhodesian Ridgeback is older, but gets excited when he sees Hippo. And it's hit or miss with other dogs and other dog owners. I guess this will speak to the size of her a little bit, but we do. People cross the street when they see us coming. She's not reactive and she's very friendly, but it's just her size, I guess, can scare people. But
Yeah.
she's surprisingly good at saying hi to little dogs. She says hi to dogs that are the size of her head, and she's very gentle with them.
I definitely know what you mean about people like crossing the street and stuff because, of course, now they're barking right now. I have Great Danes as well, and
Oh,
they're so sweet. They're so goofy, but people will see the Great Danes, and even at the park, they'll be like running towards another dog, and people be like, "Whoa! Like, why is your dog charging my dog?" I'll be like, they don't have
saying hi.
brakes. Yeah, they're saying
Yeah.
hi. They have really bad brakes. They might run into your dog, but
Yeah.
it's and what do you imagine like her internal voice sounds like?
I think she's walking around like, I am living. I am making up for wherever I was, and I'm
Yeah.
never going back there. And I don't know what this fresh food, people, treatment, massage, bath life is like, but I'm staying here. Are you on vacation, Hippo? Yeah, I think she's just like chill. She's like, I'm doing this, and these humans are so nice to me, and everyone says I'm cute.
How does she do with baths? I know you mentioned them, but does she like them?
Yeah, she doesn't mind, which is it's so funny. Like there's so many things that remind me of Layla with
Mhm.
her, and then so many things that are very, very different. Like they both follow us around, but Layla would never go into the bathroom because she hated baths. Hippo is like, is there peanut butter in there? Because we stuck a lick mat to the
Oh my
to
gosh.
the to the side of the bath so she would get in. So she like checks for peanut butter sometimes, but she was just chilling. She's fine. She seems to like it, which is good.
Are there any things that like after you brought Hippo home where you're like, yes, this definitely even more solidified like Layla kind of sent her to us? Because I know I've had some moments with my one of my French bulldogs, Mocha, where I was like, oh yeah, I know my soul dog Sophie sent her to us, even though they're
Yeah.
completely different in personality.
I feel like the things that make Hippo so different than Layla was kind of on purpose so that
Mhm.
wherever Layla is running around in doggy heaven doesn't feel like she's being replaced. I think that was important to me too. Like I was never trying to replace her because she can't. But the way that Hippo loves us is like what we needed in a dog, and that's the way that Layla loved us. And you can tell that she has big feelings, and you can just tell that she's excited to be with us. So like when one of
Yeah.
us leaves and then comes back, we don't want to cause any type of separation anxiety, so we're like chill when we get back. But then right when we say hi, she gets the zoomies and is like thrilled to see you. And it's just some people have dogs that aren't super social with humans, and that is fine. That's not the type of dog we like in our household. we want
Mhm.
we want a snuggler and a
Yeah.
lover, and I feel like that's exactly what we got in her.
So her love language is physical touch and yeah.
Physical touch and tug.
Tug. Oh, I love that. I think one of the last questions I wanted to ask you was, and having had her for a month, maybe you're still figuring it out, but what would you say like Hippo's theme song would be, or what's a
Ah,
good theme song for her?
this is my partner found this one. There is a Bruno Mars song called "The Lazy Song," and
Yes.
it starts off, "Today I don't feel like doing anything," right? And I totally that's I'm not a singer. That's it sounds horrible, but that's the song. I just want to be in my bed. I don't want to pick up my phone, right, Hippo? You just want to chill. Like, she was literally passed out snoring. She's so cute when she sleeps. She's definitely dreaming. She'll like wag her tail sometimes and do a little,
Oh,
yeah.
oh, I love Doggy Dreams. Yeah, no, I definitely relate to that song. That feels like me a lot of the time. So yeah, I definitely get it. I feel like Hippo and I would get along great.
Yes, you would. We're so lucky she gets along with everyone. I think I mentioned to you about her breed being an American bully. Apparently, when the dogs were first being created, or the goal was to have these beefy, kind of scary looking dogs that were marshmallows inside, and they have, a good temperament, and they're a family dog. So she really is just like, she wants to chill. She wants to cuddle. She wants to be around people. Right?
She looks like a like marshmallow on the outside, but it's hard to describe how. I think it's like the blocky head and like the just the sweet face.
You hear that? You have a sweet face. Expressive eyebrows. She's very expressive eyebrows.
I feel like those types of eyes that she has too are very like I feel like they're very loving eyes.
Yeah, they're very human. It's the shape of them. They've got those
Mhm.
almond shaped eyes. And you think she
Yeah.
looks like she has a little heart on her nose, which
Yeah,
is
I
cute.
could see that too. All right. Well, I'll let you both go. But so Hippo's shelter shout out is the Contra Costa Animal Services, and they are in, you said Martinez. So that's, I guess it's near Oakland, right? How far is that from San
It
Francisco?
took us an hour to get there. It's
Okay.
between 45 minutes and an hour. But they're super helpful, very nice, and they have so many cute dogs. So many cute dogs that all need homes.
I would have a hard time going there and not coming home with like a car full of dogs.
Luckily, this one took up the whole back seat, so we didn't have much room for other ones.
Well, thank you so much both for your time.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget that the shelter shout out of this episode is Contra Costa Animal Services in Northern California. If you're in the area and you're looking to adopt a new pet, they have a lot of animals in need of good homes. And don't forget that you could listen to, watch, and subscribe to My Dog Ate My podcast anywhere that you get your podcasts. If you know anybody who'd be interested in sharing more about their dog in a future episode, have them reach out to me because I'd love to have them. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.